Black women are attacking passport bros for leaving them. So you have these women who have been attacking the passport kings, and they are furious that these men have left. And now they are breaking down on social media. They are crying up a storm because these men are clapping back. They said they did not want these men. They said they did not like these men. And now look at them. They are a sad mess, saying they don't feel safe, saying that they don't know how they're going to keep on going on. I'm being completely serious. They don't want to take accountability for what they've done. Everything is falling apart, especially with this razor high inflation. They have no community left. They loved Little Poncho. They loved Little Poncho. All right. But now, they're out here and they see what's going on and they're like, how am I going to survive? How am I going to pay these bills? And I've pissed off these men, you know, because other men from other communities don't want them. It's the only men that they actually love are the Black and Hispanic men that have created issues within these communities. The Tyrones, the Pookies, the Ray Rays, the Enriques, the Miguels, the Little Ponchos, especially Little Ponchos, because they love Little Poncho. They give him kisses on his fat little belly. Even when he farts, they think it's cute. That's love right there. That's love right there. They don't love you. You need to be 6 feet tall. You need to have a six pack, and you need to make above six figures. But for Little Poncho, they throw all those rules out the door because that's a man that they actually love. You are the man that they need. Little Poncho is the man that they want. So they're here breaking down on social media and crying their eyes out after running their mouths about men who are walking away because they still need these men to take care of them and take care, and subsidize their living. Because while Little Poncho is the man that they love, Little Poncho cannot take care of those kids, nor will he take care of those kids. So they need you to step in and raise those kids and subsidize the living for themselves and those children because it is your responsibility. Guys, that is slavery, just to make it very clear. Let's just go ahead and jump right into this video because these women are on something else.
One thing I've never seen in my life, and it's a bad bitch cry over a passport broke. From laughter, baby. I heard through the grapevine from my confidential informant that the passport bro founder has denounced y'all. I heard him say that y'all was doing weird shit. Essentially, basically, y'all was like very weird. And listen, as a Black woman, I don't like being right all the time. I don't like it. I don't enjoy it. I wish I could shut the fuck up. I wish when I told y'all was whack and corny back in the day when y'all called my job for me calling y'all whack and corny, clown games win clown prizes, babe. I feel this existential level of stuckness in my life that the only thing or the only way I think I can get out of it is to give the fuck up. Going on, I really appreciate you guys checking on me from my last post, but I'm not okay. I'm really not okay. I have not been living my life. I've been too afraid to leave my fucking house. Like, I just want to live again because I feel like I've been dead. I feel like I've been dying and I'm tired of this feeling. But I can't focus on living my life and getting better if I'm distracted by a bunch of shit. So I have to eliminate distractions, even though it kills me because I fucking love this community. But I gotta take a break, so I'm gonna fuck off. I don't know how long because the internet has just been so vile lately and I can't take it. I want to enjoy making content and I feel like I've just been venting and crying and screaming and it's a fucking mess.
Now, this woman went after the passport kings. She messed around and found out. If you notice, she said that clown games win clown prizes. Well, she won a clown prize. You see, a lot of these passport kings, they have their lives together. Don't mess with a man that's already left the country. Don't mess with a man that's not dependent on some other man for his breakfast, lunch, and dinner. All right. A lot of these kings, they are making money a variety of different ways. They have figured out how to survive and thrive in other countries. Look at MK Fitness. MK Fitness does not make his money from America. MK Fitness is teaching English in China while living in the Philippines. You can't cut this man's income off. Okay? You can't mess his income up. You can't mess with his money. How are you going to stop him? It's hilarious. These men who have gone overseas, they're opening businesses overseas. All right. There's this guy, Scott and Divine. Some of y'all know about them. All right. He's one of the new OG new generation passport bros. All right. Dude has a health condition. Bro went over to the Philippines, got himself a beautiful wife. He just started building his first business in the Philippines, a water filtration business. They're like digging up the wells now, and it's a water filtration business. All right, and he's not the only one. And it may not be a crazy amount of money, but that's money right there. These men are starting companies, starting businesses in other countries. It's not a game. So these women are going around and messing with these men and trying to mess with these men who've already left. There's no picking up the phone and calling this man's job and trying to get him fired. These men don't give a damn. There's no trying to get these men arrested. They're not even in the country. Good luck. But guess who's in the country? You're in the country. And if you're acting up on social media, these men will call your job up. They'll keep calling your job, and they'll listen to me. They'll call the site. I think she works as a therapist. They'll call up the site the board of psychologists. I've done it before. I reported a psychologist. They'll call the board of psychologists and report her. All right. And a lot of these companies right now, they don't care about their employees. They'll just cut them. Okay. And she's here breaking down on social media saying that she doesn't feel safe. I guarantee you she doesn't have money like that. And in this inflation and this economy, it won't take much for her to end up homeless in the streets. And she thinks that she's a baddie, but the Simps aren't going to rescue her. They don't have money like that right now. They barely have Only Fools money. They don't have money for her. She thinks she's a baddie like that. Bro, you're not. Dude is like in her 30s. She's struggling. You can see that there are issues with some health issues there. You know, hypertension, pre-diabetes. These are very serious health issues. Potential sleep apnea, because that comes with some of those issues when you're on the heavier side. I mean, these are some serious health issues, and she thinks that she's going to be in the streets, thriving. No, it doesn't work like that. She's going to be out there struggling. All right. These men are not playing games. These men don't have empathy anymore. All of these women were running their mouths, and now these men are clapping back.
I wanted to give my take on the passport boys, aka these men that are leaving the country to find their wives or to find women that they feel like are more traditional than American women. First comment, get a fucking grip. Like, are you guys really being fucking for real? The fact of the matter is, the average woman does not even require that much. But the average man is not willing to even do the bare fucking minimum to get and keep a. I'm at the airport in Atlanta, and I'm so overwhelmed with emotion. In addition to just feeling disrespected and unappreciated by men in my own life. It's another thing when you wake up to comments on the internet by other black men who just hate black women. Like, I don't know. I feel like everything black women do is a problem. I don't feel, I don't feel safe, protected, loved around my own men of my race, and it hurts.
And she thinks she's a baddie. She thinks she's a baddie, and the state is going to protect her and save her. Guys, we're heading into WW3 right now. WW3, it's going to be hell on earth. Our currency is going to crash. The petrodollar is done. It no longer exists. Saudi Arabia is no longer using the United States dollar as the reserve currency. BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. These are the founding nations of the BRICS currency that is backed by gold and other precious metals. And other countries like Turkey have already signed on to use the currency in their countries. I thought that, let's check this out. I heard that China had sold. Well, I read that China had sold $53 billion in U.S. bonds. So they hold a lot of our debts. But oh, it's more. It's evidently it's even more than that. You have so many people huffing and puffing that are using copium right now to get by because they're in denial. It wasn't 53 billion. They just recently dropped 53 billion. Oh no. So from 2021 through 2023, China actually sold $300 billion of US bonds. Check this out. China sold a record 53 billion dollars worth of treasury and agency bonds in the first quarter, Bloomberg reported. However, it previously unloaded U.S. debt to prop up its yuan, which has again grown weak against a rallying dollar. But this is where they're not being honest. Okay, that's above an already eye-catching volume was offloading last year. Altogether, one estimate has calculated that the country has sold 300 billion of U.S. Treasuries between 2021 and mid 2023. China's selling grew to the point that markets worried about higher yields. Guys, if China's yuan was so bad, trust me when I say they wouldn't simply be selling off US dollars like that. Okay? They are buying up gold. They are buying up gold, and that's how they're going to prop up their currency. And then they're going to transition from the yuan to a BRICS currency. It's as simple as that. They are preparing to dump the United States dollar. They've already dumped $300 billion, 300 billion US Treasury dollars. And keep it basically, how do they do this? I'm going to explain it to you. So, what happens is that these bonds mature over time. So, at a certain point, they're able to sell these, but they're able to just get rid of these bonds, right? Or they could just keep on earning interest. Well, China, instead of continuing to hold on to the bonds because the bonds have now matured, China is just getting rid of them. So as these bonds mature and China is able to cash out on these bonds, for example, these bonds might have like a period of like, let's say 10 years or 20 years. So they have to hold the bond for this period of time, but they will earn interest for owning the bond. So they cannot just get their money back at any moment. But after a certain amount of time, they can cash out the entire value of the bond or just keep receiving or just get interest payments. China is cashing out. They're dumping the US dollar. Okay, they are dumping the United States dollar, and they hold a significant amount. They're gonna cash out trillions of dollars. They've already cashed out 300 billion. The moment China cashes out a couple $1 trillion, it's hell on earth. And trust me, other nations are cashing out too. Other nations are dumping the United States dollar. It's going to guys. We're going to see hyperinflation. Hyperinflation. The United States dollar is no longer backed. It's no longer backed by oil. Saudi Arabia cut the deal with the petrodollar. The petrodollar no longer exists. It's gone. And we're heading for war. And you have idiots. I shouldn't say idiots, but you have these men who are on copium. They're just trying to cope, and they will not accept that. They will not accept that this is it. Like this is hell on earth. They're like, oh, we don't need soldiers, guys. We don't have enough people to defend the country. We went from having a reserve of over 700,000 people 50 years ago to a military reserve of just 70,000. 1/10 of the current size of its size 50 years ago, even though our population has increased, and 77% of Gen Zers cannot serve in the U.S. military because they're either too overweight, they've substance abuse, mental issues, so mental health issues, or they're mentally incompetent. 77%. And every year, 100,000 Gen Zers that turn 18 are not registering for the draft, which is the reason why they are now passing a bill to automatically register both men and women for the draft, which may pass literally in the next couple of weeks. This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. And you have a lot of these people who are like, it'll never happen. Even our shore, we don't have the military doesn't have enough people to defend itself. But we don't need we don't need human beings. We have artificial intelligence. Okay, like this is what this one dude said. Honestly, the U.S. has prepared for this. The U.S. spends more money on our military than every other country combined. Don't need to have boots on the ground when you have robotic drones, predators, and AI-controlled military attacks. Who actually poses a threat? The Second Amendment makes the U.S. virtually impossible to invade. This is copium. This is hardcore copium. He's just trying to cope. Doesn't want to accept reality. China has no experience in war games. Bro, this guy's lost it. Has a huge geographical disadvantage being a one port country with the China Sea being inhabited by enemies and can't produce their own oil. They're buddies with Russia. They have good ties with Russia. Russia has tons of oil and they're selling it at a discount. Russia, well, they're busy struggling with other things right now. So I guess their card was pulled and exposed. WW3 may happen, but he acknowledges it. But when you control the world reserve currency, it's no longer guys. It is no longer backed by anything. Saudi Arabia is no longer the petrodollar. They are no. It's no longer the reserve currency that they use in Saudi Arabia. So basically, previously you needed to use U.S. dollars if you wanted to buy oil. Any country that wanted to buy oil in Saudi Arabia from Saudi Arabia had to use United States dollars. So they had to buy United States dollars. Now that doesn't exist anymore. That deal is gone. Saudi Arabia, just like a few weeks ago, ended that deal. So the petrodollar is dead. Okay, and more countries, like I said, are moving to BRICS. All right, which is backed by gold, and other precious metals. Let's continue. So WW3 may happen, but when you control the world reserve currency, the forefront of military AI, and control all the waters with the strongest navy the world has ever seen, it's kind of obvious who will come out on top. Now, if someone gets desperate and presses that button and fires off, the thing that we're not supposed to fire, then that's a different story. This guy's out of his damn mind. He's out of his damn mind. He's basically saying that the U.S. does not need troops because we have the best navy in the world, and we have the best technology in the world, and all the technology is controlled by AI. AI controlled military defense. Okay, AI controlled drones, robotic drones, predators, all of it controlled by machines. You don't even need people, so you don't need people to control the machines anymore either. The machines will control themselves. This is like we have Terminator. Like we're at the point of Terminator now. So the machines can go and take guys. This is lunacy. Lunacy. This is insane speak right here. Absolutely insane speak. And someone responded to his comment because I discussed it in another video. And Thane said, "That's not copium. It's blinding ignorance. All oil was priced in dollars on the global commodity markets, not just Saudis. Seems like that is about to change and not to our benefit. As for the military, it's not as big as it was after the Reagan rebuild. Bush did the usual American thing of rewarding military victory Desert Storm with steep cuts. Slick Willie openly stated that he loathed the military and slashed it while at the same time running all kinds of operations. After the events of 9/11 happened, the military was not really increased, but cut even further. 20 years of this has resulted in worn out troops, equipment, and vehicles. Conditions are also bad enough that a lot of senior NCOs, the ones with experience in their MOs, are leaving officers too. The military is not in great shape. Guys, keep in mind, all branches of the military are not able to meet their recruitment goals anymore either. And it's been happening for years now. All of the branches are struggling to meet recruitment goals. They cannot recruit enough people, despite all of these bonuses. The military is not in great shape. The Navy might be worse. A lot of ships are unseaworthy due to deferred maintenance and other issues. Crews are also spending a lot of time in PC seminars and training rather than training to operate the ships. The Navy is likewise much smaller than under Reagan and Bush. I with many ships at or beyond their design life. Crew quality, especially officers, seems to be low as well. America may have the Second Amendment, but I've also seen people at the range. Most average guys don't hit very well, perform very well at the range. They could probably repel typical home invaders more by noise than hitting them through, but anything serious. So, expecting some kind of reserve force to pop up overnight is a bit of wishful thinking. China doesn't have to invade anyway. They already own a lot of stuff here. They could shut down, or they could stop supplying our auto parts, power grid parts, and all the other stuff we've let them take over making for us. No telling what kind of forces they already have in country either. They also have legions of hackers to go after all but wide open go after our all but wide open internet. So yeah, things are going to get bad and it is going to shock people. This is logic. This is reason right here. And of course, no matter what he said, no matter what this guy says right here, the other dude that commented will still say that the sky is orange. Doesn't matter what anyone says, doesn't matter what reasons are presented, they will say it's never going to happen until it does. And then they'll go absolutely ballistic and start swearing and become belligerent. Like they can't believe this happened. It shouldn't have happened. Bro, all the writing was there. These people are crazy. And some of these people who are saying these things, like they'll run away to the hills or panic and become start acting like total lunatics. All right? Guys, if you're enjoying the content, by the way, on this channel, and you want even more of this content, because they're checking out the Men Walking Away channel, there's a link to in the description of the video. Go check it out, subscribe to the channel, enjoy the content. What do you think regarding all of this, guys? Black women are attacking password bros for leaving them. It's only going to get worse from here. Let me know your thoughts. We'll talk about it in the comments. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA and Walking Away. And cheers.